Have you ever met someone who simply disappears from social media without warning, without apology, as if the digital world didn't exist? While most of us spend hours scrolling through feeds, posting stories, and checking notifications, these people live in a digital silence that intrigues. Are they just out of fashion? Or do they, deep down, see something that we haven't yet noticed? First of all, it's important to say, there's nothing wrong with not being online. It is not a sign of laziness or lack of sociability. Some people simply prefer the real world to the virtual one, and that doesn't make them less connected, just connected in a different way. But behind this choice, there is often a story of self-knowledge, tiredness, or even silent rebellion. Maybe they got tired of the theater. After all, how many times have we scrolled and come across perfect lives, impeccable smiles, and exaggerated achievements? The human brain was not designed to process so much constant comparison. For some people, social media has become a distorted mirror, where self-esteem is measured in likes and happiness seems to depend on an algorithm. Disconnecting, then, becomes an act of emotional survival. Others may have realized that time is a finite commodity. Every minute spent looking at other people's lives is a minute stolen from your own life. They choose, instead of eating dinner, to enjoy dinner. Instead of recording a story on the beach, feel the sand on your feet. It's not that they're against technology, it's that they prefer to live rather than document. And there are those who have already been victims of their own virtual success. Maybe they had a profile full of followers, but realized that, behind the numbers, there was emptiness. Fake messages, superficial friendships, the pressure of maintaining a persona. Deleting everything was a relief. As if, suddenly, they had regained control over their own narrative. But it's not just about running away. For many, being off the grid is an act of resistance. In an era where privacy is a bargaining chip and attention is the most valuable commodity, disconnecting is a political gesture. It's saying, my life is not content. My thoughts are not data. My existence does not need public validation. Of course, this does not mean that they live in isolation. They connect in other ways, eye-to-eye conversations, handwritten letters, leisurely meetings. Maybe they discovered that true intimacy doesn't fit into 280 characters. That a hug is worth more than an emoji. That the memory of a moment is more precious than a filtered photo. If you are one of these people, no, you are neither old-fashioned nor antisocial. You just understood that life is not a show, it is an experience. And that, sometimes, the best way to be in the world is to simply be there, without needing to prove anything to anyone. And if you, who are reading this, still find people who don't use networks strange, do an exercise. Turn off your notifications for a day. Feel the silence. Watch how the world keeps spinning without you posting anything. Maybe, in the end, you'll realize that real life doesn't need a like to be valid. Did you like this reflection? Comment here. Have you ever thought about leaving the networks? Or do you know someone who lives like this? Share with anyone who needs to hear this. And if you want more texts that make you think, subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss anything. Until next time off screen, but in life. Herb.